What is going on? I should have found it for you. Excited for today, and we're doing a baseball video today. We haven't did this one in a while,
Oh yeah.
and we, we actually I actually been absent for quite a long time. I did upload a couple YouTube shorts, which actually they're actually doing pretty good. But anyways, today we have a store. We're doing it in segments. So it's gonna be probably a 10, 11 episode miniseries of this.
Maybe like 5 or 6, depending on how much we get through today. But we'll see. We'll see.
Depending, yep. Um,
Yeah.
so we're gonna share our top 100 players in the MLB. So this will be including current players and the ones that obviously are retired
All
and
time.
all time. So but the thing is, for current players, they had to be in the league for at least 5 years.
Mm-hmm.
So players like Otani will be in this, might be in this eligible for this list. So players like Brooks Lee, Royce Lewis will not be eligible for this list. David Fiesta will not be like those players.
Mm-hmm.
So, anyways, top 100. So I'm going to start with first top 100. Number 100, Barry
Okay.
Larkin. Barry Larkin is my number 100.
Okay. Do you want me to go, or are you going to talk about him at all?
Yes.
Or
Yeah.
okay, I
It's
would
your
like
number
to preface this.
100.
I would like to preface this by saying Joe and I have not seen each other's lists.
No, we have
We've
not.
seen We have not. We have not talked about this. We've not shown each other anything because my number 100 is also Barry Larkin.
Oh my, that's insane.
He played for the Reds. He won an MVP. You know, he was a solid hitter for a number of years. Nothing too spectacular,
Great,
but like a
great
very
infielder.
solid,
Great
consistent player.
fielder.
Now, yeah,
Number 99.
let's
This
hear
name
it.
struck quite a lot of people. Todd Helton.
Okay, okay.
Just got in the Hall of Fame.
Yep, interesting.
What's your
My
number 99?
It is he's a very old player. I had never heard of him before doing this research, but I was looking for people to kind of fill out the list. He played from 1925 to 1942. His name is Charlie Gehringer. He won an MVP, a batting title, six-time All-Star, and he's just an overall solid hitter. Finished with a 320 career batting average, and spent all of his career for the Tigers. And yeah, good hitter, good defender. So he slots in at 99.
Number 98 for me, Tony Oliva. A very well Twins hitter. Got a lot of doubles. His career just fortunately got cut short due to knee problems. Got into the veterans community. Well, a well-deserved Hall of Famer. Wish his didn't have his career just got cut short with his knee problems, but a very well hitter back in the day.
Mm-hmm. Okay, sweet. My number 98. I have a feeling you're going to be disagreeing and shaking your head at this one. I can just tell. I just know it. It is Mr. Aroldis Chapman. He was a very solid relief pitcher for a number of years with the Cubs and the Reds. You know, he kind of pioneered like what it meant to be a flamethrower. Um, Seven-time All-Star. Pretty solid overall. He's kind of fallen off a little bit in recent years, but career 2.5 ERA and strikeout machine as well as a reliever. He also has 325 career saves. So Aroldis Chapman is 98.
Number 97 for me, Pee Wee Reese.
Okay, nice.
Great shortstop. Played with the Brooklyn Dodgers before they moved to LA.
Mm-hmm.
Um,
Mm-hmm.
great. He was great friends with Jackie Robinson,
Yep.
and actually, he was actually one of the players that wanted to play with Jackie. Most of the
Yeah.
teammates didn't.
Mm-hmm.
They believed that it was not time for it yet, but Pee didn't believe in that stuff. He believed in equality and he believed in Jackie. Basically, it was sort of the new era for baseball, and he believed that it was a great decision for baseball to head in that direction.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. My number 97 is Ryan Sandberg. Played for the
Ooh, okay.
kind of a Cub legend, MVP, 8-time All Star, or sorry, 10-time All Star, 9-time Gold Glove. Very solid hitter and good defender. He doesn't blow you away on the stat sheet in terms of like his career totals for
Mm-mm.
home runs or average or anything, but he was very consistent. He was very good year in and year out, and just an all around solid player. So he lands here on the list at
And I played only
97.
19 cents for his baseball cartoon,
Yep.
which I think it's probably worth quite a bit now. But
Yeah.
number 96 for me is Duke Snyder.
Okay.
Who's your 96?
My number 96 is Zach Greinke, modern pitcher.
Oh, okay.
He won a Cy Young, 6-time All-Star, 2-time Gold Glove. He could actually hit too as a pitcher. He hit a couple homers, but that's not really the reason why he's on here. He had a pretty long career. He, really fell off later in
Yep.
his career, but granted, he did play with some of the more recent Royals teams, which were absolutely horrible. But
I
there's
think
two
also
years
was
in
the Liam
particular.
losses last year with 15, I think it was.
Yeah. But there's two main years that I feel kind of like carry his career. Like most of the years, he was average to above average. But 2015 with the Dodgers, he had a 1.66 ERA over 220 innings. And then in 2009, when he won the Cy Young with the Royals as well. But, a very solid pitcher.
And with a
Um,
very bad Royals team, too.
Yes. Very solid pitcher, pitched a ton of innings over 20 years. And yeah, just someone that, would be like a 1 to 2 starter, on pretty much any team
Back in the day, but not now,
during
though.
his run, when
Now
like from
he's
about
more,
2005 to
yep.
2017.
I'm not sure he's with anybody right now, but right now he could easily be a number fifth starter or a bullpen guy now.
Yeah.
Number 95 for me, Craig Biagio.
Mm-hmm.
So we heard like names like right now in the bigs that are like father like son. So we had right now currently we have Vladdy Jr., we have
Mm-hmm.
Dante Bichette's son, Bo Bichette, and we have Prebiagio's son in there as well. Can't remember his
Mm-hmm.
first name. Like he was also in the majors, which are they really going to turn out like their fathers or even better? I mean, Craig Jr. was obviously better than his dad. So
Mm-hmm.
sometimes we get that, but sometimes we don't. So yeah, therefore
Mm-hmm.
number 95 goes to Craig Biagio.
Okay, my number 95 is going to be Mr. October, Reggie
Reggie
Jackson.
Jackson, wow.
So Reggie Jackson's an interesting player. I feel like he was tough to rank for me. He's a 14-time All-Star. He has an MVP, 2-time World Series MVP. He's hit over 500 home runs. However, he is the all-time leader in strikeouts. No batter has struck out more than Reggie Jackson.
Not even Adam Dunn, which shocks a lot
So
of people.
he's tough to rank because of that. He was never like a guy who hit for average, but he hit a lot of
But
home
well, how
runs.
does it equivalent to his walks though?
Uh he let's see. Well, for his career he had about 2,600 walks and about 2,600 strikeouts and 1,400 walks. So, I mean, he walked a good amount, but I'll say
Striker
this, he
quite a bit
never
as
led the
well.
league in walks.
Yep.
Now, it's tough because, like, statistically, he's a good hitter, but I just can't put him much higher. Like
Yep.
if you're the all time leader in strikeouts, but like by no means a bad player. But yeah, he is here on the list. So congratulations, Reggie.
Nice. Now, we're heading to more current times now. Number 94 for me. A lot of people might hate me for this. I mean, he gets really heated sometimes at the umpires or in general. Number 94 goes to Bryce Harper.
Okay.
I
Got an
mean,
MVP.
yeah, he might win MVP this year if he stays healthy. A future Hall of Famer by far. The keyword if he stays healthy though, and stays
Mm-hmm.
consistency. But yeah, he could win the World Series in his career. I mean, Phillies are looking good right now, but they just lost 2 out of 3 to the Twins. But yeah, number 94 goes to Bryce Harper.
Okay, nice. At number 94, I have Manny Ramirez.
Oh, you have a
Very
Reuter on there.
there's a couple. There's a couple that you'll see. He's the lowest of the Reuters. Uh, there's about three or four more, maybe. Just ballpark what I'm kind of remembering. But he's the lowest because like his stats just don't really blow me away as like some of the other people do. He had a good career, but obviously like there's some steroid issues and allegations. He
Mm-hmm.
was also an awful defender. He was an absolutely horrible defender in the
He played with the Red
outfield.
Sox. He plays with it. He played with the Dodgers.
Yep, Cleveland, Boston, Dodgers, and then very,
He
very
started
briefly
his
with the
career
White
in Cleveland,
Sox.
right?
What's that?
Did he start his career in Cleveland?
Indeed, he did. Yeah,
Ooh,
but he had some good years. He has a lot of All Stars. Never won an MVP. But just stats. I feel like he was a player that you wanted on your team back in that era. And it's tough to say like how much the steroids impact your overall play and how your
it
stats would
does.
be without that. So that's kind of what I took into account with some of the other players, like Barry Bonds. Barry Bonds is going to be higher up on the list.
Yeah.
So yeah. So that's kind of my theory, but my thinking behind it with like these types of players. But I can't put him any higher than this. So he lands here at 94.
Number 93, he was a closer. I think he should get in next year in the Hall of Fame. You might have an idea what I'm talking about. He played with Houston, I believe.
Okay.
And
Okay.
I think he should be in the top 10, top 15 career saves. No other than he was really good in the early 2000s. I think that's really the year he played. No other than Billy Wagner.
Mm-hmm. Yep.
He had a career save total, I think 337, I believe. Let's take a quick gander here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
I mean, he had a career ERA of 2.31, 47-48, 7-time All-Star, which is actually very good as a reliever.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Played most of his career in Houston. He was a Philly. He also was a Met. He played from 95 to 2010.
Mm-hmm.
He had a career save of just below less than 1,200 strikeouts and 422 saves. So that is really good in quality for saves. I say
Yeah.
anything above 350 or more is considered good for a closer
Yeah.
or for a reliever. So therefore, number 93 goes to Billy Wagner.
Sweet. Then for my number 93, we have another fairly recent player. Played or last played in 2017 That is Carlos Beltran.
Oh, okay.
Oh, nine-time All-Star, three-time Gold Glove. Um, pretty decent defender. At center. Very. He had a lot of longevity with his career. Hit over 400 home runs. Was never like the best player in the majors
No,
by any means. But he was very consistent throughout, and he was consistently like above average with his bat, and he could be someone that, in
he
his
was the
peak
Met.
in the early 2000s had, that can get you like 30 home runs, 100 RBI, that type of player consistently. So he lands here at 93.
Like, so my ninth pick, also my 92nd, number 92 on this list. Another player just got in our Hall of Fame this year. No other than Adrian Beltre.
Mm-hmm.
A good solid third baseman. He started his career in wait. He played with the Rangers. He played with Boston for a year.
I think he was on the Dodgers.
Dodgers, and then he played for the Mariners
Yep.
as well. So really good hitter, over 3,000 career hits.
Mm-hmm.
First ballot Hall of Famer. A very well chosen guy as the number 2 top 100.
Sweet. And then for my number 92, we have Edgar Martinez.
Ooh,
Played for the Mariners his whole career.
Pedro?
No, Edgar.
Oh, Acker Martinez. Oh,
Yes, yes.
oh,
Pedro
95 Mariners.
Pedro's on here though, but he's much higher. So Edgar
Oh, yeah.
Martinez played for the Mariners his whole career. Very good hitter. Let's see here. Seven-time All-Star, two-time batting title. Not a very good defender, so that kind of puts him a little bit lower. He was
Oh,
mostly a
one of the best
DH.
in the 90s, though, for hitters.
Yeah, mostly a DH, so I kind of put him a little bit lower
You play with
because of that.
Griffey.
But yeah, he played with Griffey, he played with Ichiro a little bit at the end of his career.
And A-Rod, I believe.
Yes, got on base a lot, could hit some home runs, but really hit a lot of doubles as well. And just a very solid player. And I feel like a player that, would definitely be like your 3 or 4 hitter for almost all of the 90s, regardless of what
And
team you're
also
on.
upset the Yankees in the playoffs.
Indeed, indeed.
And that
So
was
he
in
lands-
1995.
I think it was 96, maybe.
That's by 96. It was one of those 2 years. But the team in the 90s, well, what Bob Costas called the Braves, the team in the 90s, because they were in the World Series quite a bit.
Yeah.
Alright, so last but not least, in this first segment of this top 100, number 91, I maybe correct this a little bit. You mentioned him earlier in the list. Ian Sandberg at number 91.
Okay, there you go. Yep.
A great, solid player.
Mm-hmm.
I think he well deserved on this list.
Yeah.
That's my number 91.
Then for my number 91, he was on that team of the 90s, the Braves. That being John Smoltz. He's kind of the lesser known.
Wow.
Yeah. Kind of the lesser known of a couple of the pitchers. He won a on that Braves team. He won a Cy Young, 8-time All-Star. And just overall, like, he could really kind of do everything for the team.
this first segment of